I'd like to start by thanking everybody for tuning in today for this very important seminar, which is going to be on 50 scholarship opportunities for graduate studies within and outside Africa. We think this is a very pertinent topic because, especially by this time of the year, people are applying for schools. And one of the problems that most of the people we encounter have is that they get to apply to a school, get an offer, but they don't have the funding opportunity to follow through that application process. And therefore, knowing what scholarship opportunities are out there is critical, not just for us, but also for people beside or around us that we may want to share these opportunities with. That is why this is quite a very important seminar for today. Because especially if you have the qualification and you have the drive and motivation to go and pursue further studies, we think within reason that scholarship should not be the barrier to your being able to proceed to your studies. But these scholarship opportunities would have to be identified by someone and applied for. They don't apply for you on your behalf. So therefore, it is important that you at least know that they exist. That's why we're trying to do this seminar, so that hopefully there will be more people competing for these opportunities, and hopefully there will be more success stories. So with that being said, my name is Zeribe Nwosu. I am the founder of the foundation, and we have been doing these seminars now for over a year. And the goal is, generally speaking, to continue to extend information to those who may not have them, to continue to share what we know, and to continue to make ourselves available and accessible, so that if somebody needs help, you can easily reach out to us. And that way, we hope that we are giving back to the society. So now, with that being said, I'll introduce the speaker, Dr. Simeon Eche, who I have to thank for graciously accepting to do this seminar, and also for the time that he invested in preparing his slides. So Dr. Eche did medical laboratory science at the University of Calabar in Nigeria, and served in Benue State, and then later on did his internship at the University of Jos Teaching Hospital. Then he proceeded to do his master's in medical biochemistry at the University of KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa, and then followed up also with the PhD. And I think this is a perfect person to invite for this seminar, because we have always looked out for opportunities in America, in England, or in Australia, or other parts of the world we consider more developed parts of the world. But there are lots of opportunities that are coming out now in Africa. And actually, a new trend is that people are now going to other African countries to take on master's program or take even PhD program, and then proceed to do something else in the Western world. If that is how your own career pathway and trajectory moves you, you take it. Because sometimes in life, not everybody will get it the straightforward way, like stay in Nigeria and get a PhD directly in the US, 5 years funded. Yes, that could happen, good, but it may not happen for everybody. So if something comes out in an African country, take it. And we're using this particular seminar series to raise awareness that there are opportunities also for people to go to somewhere in Africa, do something after having finished their primary study, or I would say undergraduate study in Nigeria, and then subsequently move to the Western countries to take on additional opportunities. So he is a perfect example that this is doable, and it is definitely not anything that will slow you down on your career path. So he did his master's and PhD in South Africa, and he is currently a postdoctoral research associate at Yale University in the US. And for those of you who may know that, and if you don't know, you should know, because this is our educational foundation. We raise awareness of anything educational. So you should know that Yale University is a top university, and people can look that up also on Wikipedia. So again, a perfect example that if you don't get straight to US, take something else and look forward to subsequent opportunities in those Western countries. So his research interest spans cellular molecular biology, molecular virology, immunology of infectious diseases, cancer biology. And he's doing a lot of very interesting stuff in his postdoc. Actually, at the moment, he has published multiple articles, and he is a co-investigator on a multi-institutional study focused on the development of biomarkers for the diagnosis of preeclampsia, it's hypertension in pregnancy, and they studying the impact of infectious diseases on preeclampsia and preeclampsia pathogenesis. So preeclampsia is one of the complications of pregnancy. And actually, it's an interesting topic. I did a seminar on that during my undergraduate. And we always also like to emphasize the hobbies, because all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So he just doesn't necessarily spend his time and life in the lab. He has other things. He plays chess, Scrabble, and he likes to watch football. So ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to once again welcome all of you to this seminar series, and to thank the speaker for his time and for the effort in assembling this presentation. Now, Dr. Eche, the floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for the introduction. Okay, like he rightly said, I am currently a postdoctoral associate at Yale University. I did my master's and PhD in South Africa after my undergraduate in University of Calabar. And I actually went to South Africa because I didn't have enough funds to sponsor my education in Europe or elsewhere. And so I had to go to a place where I think I could afford with the money I had saved from my internship. That was how I landed in South Africa. And luckily, when I got there, I didn't have to pay anything. I noticed everything was already paid. I had fee remission and all that. I'll talk about that as we go along. So just an overview of the presentation for today. We're going to be talking about scholarship opportunities within Africa and scholarship opportunities outside of Africa. And most of these scholarships are either funded by the government of the countries where you would go to, universities, research institutes, charity organizations, or corporate bodies. And also talk about the conclusion, and we'll have a question and answer session. Most of the scholarships I'll be talking about in Africa actually come under the sub-Saharan African region. And also this map kind of gives you a clue of where sub-Saharan Africa, all the countries in sub-Saharan Africa are located, right? And the first scholarship on our list would be the Petroleum Technology Development Fund scholarship. So this is a scholarship, I think, that's offered every year to Nigerians. You just have to be a Nigerian to apply for this scholarship and meet the minimum requirements. You have to have completed your NYSC, have at least a 2-2, and definitely if you finish your university, you have your FIFO level credit. And currently, this scholarship is open for application. So you may want to just go on the PTDF website and see all the requirements, familiarize yourself with it, and then prepare a good application. And also on the list is another scholarship, kind of similar to the PTDF scholarship, the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas Limited scholarship, offers a scholarship for individuals going to the UK to study. And the minimum requirement for this is a 2-1, and you must have completed your NYSC and just be below 30 years of age at the time of application. And this scholarship funds you up to a tune of about $45,000, which may change depending on what the board thinks. But currently, this is closed for application, and the time of application is usually March to April. You may just want to note this down and correct and consistently check on the website. And the fund, the number of the fund you, if you're interested in a number of areas like renewable energy, environmental studies, engineering, even management sciences, down to like medicine and law. And the next will be the NDDC scholarship, but however, this is kind of limited to people who are from the Niger Delta Development Commission area. So this will not be open to all Nigerians to apply, only people from the NDDC region, that you would have to check the states that fall under the NDDC region. And the scholarship currently is open, and they fund like a vast area of study, which cuts across biomedical sciences, humanities, engineering, like the arts as well. I think, no, the arts are exempted actually. So like, yeah, the sciences, majorly from medical sciences and engineering. So you would want to go on the website and definitely get information on this. So currently this is open. And so the next will be Mandela Rhodes Scholarship. This scholarship actually is awarded by the Nelson Mandela Foundation in South Africa. So one of the requirements for this is that you will need to have your documents evaluated by the South African Qualification Authority for you to get this scholarship. So all you do is just send your documents to the South African Qualification Authority. They will evaluate it and say your document is an equivalent of the degree offered by universities in South Africa. And this scholarship actually funds students in every area from humanities to sciences. And it covers your tuition, covers your living expenses, and eligibility is open to all African citizens. And you must be between the age of 19 to 29 to apply. And the time of call is usually March to April. So it's already closed for the year. The financial value is not stated on the website, but yeah, this covers your tuition, living expenses, and like monthly stipend. I have met people who have the scholarship, so I know. And the next will be the Pan-African Union Scholarship, which covers master's and PhD studies in about 4 universities in Africa. Like I think one of the universities, University of Lagos, you have one in Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta University, and the other 2, I really don't know where they are located. And but so yeah, so the African Union Scholarship funds masters and PhD studies in those universities. So you would want to check on the African Union website to get information on these scholarships and eligibility for this scholarship. Like I said, open to all Africans and usually open from July to September. And sorry, before I continue, I just want to let you know that most of the scholarship I'll be talking about actually just focused on postgraduate studies, master's and PhD. So not undergraduate studies. Okay, so another scholarship on the list will be the Mauritius Africa Scholarship. This scholarship is funded by the government of Mauritius and is open to all Africans below the age of 35. And the fund you for PhD. For PhD studies, you must be below 45, masters below 35, sorry. And also, you may want to go on the website to familiarize yourself with when this is open, and applicants must have applied for full-time studies to a tertiary institution in Mauritius before you can apply for this. So you can apply for the scholarship at the same time you are applying for your admission, but I think you will be more, at an advantage if you have secured admission into a university in Mauritius before applying for this. So that will give you like more edge in securing this scholarship, and they fund all areas of study from arts to humanities. And so an interesting scholarship is a head scholarship. This scholarship is in collaboration with USAID, and it's hosted by the University of KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa, where I did my PhD. And it comes with a lot of perks, even aside like the stipends you get, right? So it's open to citizens of all African countries. You must hold a master's degree for you to apply for the PhD. And most of the topics they are actually interested in are topics that kind of have impact on like people's communal living, like say, for example, like the impact of HIV on like the socioeconomic status of people, things like that. So those are like the kind of topics they're interested in. They're not really interested in like biomedical research, like lab work and all of that. They're like more interested in like you like showing like that synergy between biomedical sciences and like maybe normal way of living of these people, how you can use your research to improve the way of living of people around, right? And this scholarship funds you up to about 540,000 Rand, which I think is a lot in Africa. If you get this, you should be able to, yeah, live comfortably and even save. I had about 3 people applied for this scholarship and they got this scholarship. So they were my flatmates actually. So, and also an interesting one would be the Sub-Saharan African Network for Tuberculosis and HIV Research. And I have to state clearly here that aside applying for the PhD opportunity in Sante, you can also be doing your PhD in Nigeria and get a Sante PhD scholarship. I have a friend who did his PhD in University of Tor Vergata in Rome. He's an African, he's from Cameroon. He got the Sante PhD scholarship. And also he did his lab work in South Africa. So you see his PhD was in Italy, his lab work was in South Africa, he's from Cameroon. So you don't necessarily have to do your PhD with them. You can also do your PhD in another school, but you can apply for their PhD scholarship. So maybe my slide did not actually capture that, but yeah, I just, it's good I let you know that. And you just have to be an African citizen to apply for this. And though the financial value is not stated, but Sante funds you to the tune of about $1,000 every month, because my friend was earning 18,000 Rand, which was an equivalent of, was way over $1,000, was like $1,200 every month. And it increases by 10% every year, or as inflation increases, right? So you want to take that into consideration and just try to look up the website and get more information on this. So a partner agency also institute to Sante is the ARI. So ARI and Sante are housed in the same building in South Africa, in the school where I did my PhD. So ARI is the African Health Research Institute. And the last time I know, ARI had a grant of over $10 million to fund postgraduate studies for 4 years, which has been renewed for another 4 years, right? So there are a lot of opportunities in ARI and Sante, like they work hand in hand, though they are 2 different institutes, but like both of the faculty members in Sante, you will find most of them also in ARI. So if they don't have maybe opportunities for you in Sante, it's likely they will have for you in ARI. So you want to look this up. And ARI is part of the University College London. So most of their grant and faculty members are part of University College London. So if you are in this institute, it's just like you are studying in London, but just that you are based in Africa. Like we used to tease our colleagues who were in ARI that they were in Europe, because when you go to their labs, you will not know you're in Africa actually. So it's interesting if you get into this place to do your master's and PhD. And the time of call is usually September, and its financial value also is not stated, but it's way over $1,000 every month, that I can tell you. And also, ARI has a collaborative master's with the University College London. Please, you want to also look that up. So another interesting scholarship would be the TWAS scholarship. The World Academy of Science NRF scholarship is a collaboration between the World Academy of Science and the South African National Research Foundation. It's open to all Africans less than 32 years of age, and they fund both masters and PhD. So the subject areas covered are listed from agricultural science, molecular biology, engineering, mathematics, and physics. Okay, and then moving on to another, this would be a university scholarship, would be the Stellenbosch University Graduate School of Economics and Management scholarship, open to all Africans to study PhD in economics and management, and requires you to have a master's. You must have scored at least 65% or above in your master's and at least less than 40 years of age. And the financial value is 138,000 Rand per year for 3 years, which is like $7,700 per year. So the time of call is June to August, so it's currently closed. And also another is the MasterCard scholarship for African students, open to all African students who want to study in University of Pretoria. Covers your tuition and your living expenses. And you must be a resident of Sub-Saharan Africa to apply. And also the financial value not demonstrated. So this is currently open. It's going to close at the end of October. So you may want to do well to check the MasterCard Scholarship University of Pretoria. And also, you also would have to check to see if they need you to have your documents evaluated by the South African Qualification Authority. The next will be also the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship by offered by the University of Cape Town. So Cape Town also, I think should be like the one of the top ranking universities in Africa, if not number one. Yeah, so they offer same program, MasterCard scholarship program as the University of Pretoria, and you must be a citizen of sub-Saharan African country to apply. But one of the conditions is that you must have been accepted into University of Cape Town for you to apply for this scholarship. Yeah, and it usually opens in April. So if you're interested in applying for this, so I think you can get your documents evaluated by South African Qualification Authority in less than a month. You just need to check on the South African Qualification Authority website to see what they need you to submit. So this also is a WITS Tube Unilag Urban Lab Master Scholarship, which it's offered by 3 universities or 3 institutions. The lead partner is the Habitat Unit Technische Universität Berlin, the School of Architecture and Planning, WITS University, and the University of Johannesburg, as well as the University of Lagos. But the students are based in WITS University. If you apply for this, the students are based in WITS University. I think the mode of teaching definitely will be shared between all those involved in offering the scholarship. So it offers full tuition, monthly stipend, and you must be a citizen of sub-Saharan African country to apply. Also, you need your documents evaluated by the South African Qualification Authority. And funds masters and PhD, like I said, they'll be based in Pretoria. In WITS, WITS is in Johannesburg. And currently, this is open and will close at the 30th of September. So if you've ever had your document evaluated by SACA, then I think you can apply for this. So yeah, I think most of the scholarships we've talked about are majorly funds people in like the sciences. So we've not really talked about people in humanities and maybe law. So an interesting one would be the scholarship by the Center for Human Rights at the University of Pretoria. So this is for lawyers and non-lawyers who are interested in studying sexual and reproductive rights in Africa. So this is it's a 2-year program and limited to 15 students and funds you to the tune of about $15,000 for the whole program. So it kind of offers a program through blended learning, both online and in person. So you can actually study from your home country, or you at some point you have to fly into Pretoria to take some classes, but this is paid for. Your accommodation as well is paid for. So the time of call is usually May to July. So I had a friend who got the scholarship. So yeah. So you just need to write a strong motivation letter, and also you need to say what you want to do when you get into this program, like what your research is going to look like, right? Yeah, you need to make sure like it aligns with what the objective of this center is, yeah. Because I know she had a very strong research proposal when she applied for this. So offered by the same institute is the LLM and MPhil in Human Rights and Democratization in Africa. It's a 1-year intensive course offered by 12 partner universities, but the major center is the University of Pretoria. So this is also offered through blended learning and funds you to the tune of about $15,000. I know like a Nigerian military guy, he was in the Nigerian military. He even served in Liberia, I think. So he got this scholarship and his thesis was on the war in Liberia or something. Yeah, so these are all interesting scholarships, and you get to travel for conferences and you'll be funded. So also the next will be the ACMS full master's and PhD scholarship for study in WITS. So this scholarship is offered by the African Center for Migration Studies and in collaboration with the German Academic Exchange Service. So the financial value is not stated, but it's open to citizens of sub-Saharan Africa, and you must have scored at least 65% in your master's or your previous study for you to apply for this scholarship, and you would have to get your documents evaluated by the South African Qualification Authority as well. So for those in mathematical sciences, I think this is an interesting one. The African Institute of Mathematical Sciences has got centers in South Africa, Ghana, and Rwanda. So I had 2 flatmates who did their masters in Ames, South Africa. So it's fully funded. Your accommodation is paid for. your living expenses is taken care of, and it's kind of like a residential system where you live in school, you just have to walk down to class and back to your accommodation. So you are funded for the whole period of your master's. So you just need to have a 4-year degree for you to apply for this. You necessarily don't have to get your documents evaluated by the South African Qualification Authority if you're applying for the African Institute of Mathematical Sciences. So you choose to either study in the one in Ghana, South Africa, or Rwanda. So, and they only offer masters. So after your masters, you would have to maybe proceed to a university for your PhD if you want to go that route. And we have the Next Generation Social Sciences in Africa Fellowship. So this majorly funds people in humanities and the social sciences, and it supports you for your dissertation research on peace, security, and development. So that's like the area where they would fund you if your dissertation aligns to this area, right? So the financial value is up to about $15,000, for the whole year. And you can actually be studying in Nigeria or in any university in Africa and apply for this scholarship. You necessarily don't have to apply to any school that is under them or something. So this is just like an organization that would fund you if you're an African doing a research that falls under peace, security, and development. So you must be a citizen of an African country and enrolled for a PhD study in an accredited university in Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, Tanzania, or Uganda for you to apply for this scholarship. So the MIND scholarship also is another interesting scholarship for people in humanities. So offered by the Mandela Institute for Development Studies. So you must be a citizen of Ghana, Kenya, Mauritius, Morocco, Nigeria, Rwanda, and South Africa. And applicants must be enrolled for full-time study for a 1 year or honors degree or a master's degree at one of the MIND's preferred institute before you can apply for this scholarship, and must obtain the relevant bachelor's degree as well for you to apply for this scholarship also. It covers your tuition, covers your accommodation, your return ticket for studies, and pays you a fixed stipend. And also you may just want to get more information on this scholarship by just going on the website. You'll get like full details on all you will need to do to submit an application for the scholarship. So I think this was the one that actually kind of caught my attention the most. And I was actually happy to see that the Nigerian Institute would offer such a scholarship, the African Center for Translational Genomics, which is an initiative of 54Gene. 54Gene is like a genomic institute based in Lagos, and they're actually hitting the airwaves right now and making Nigeria proud. So they're offering scholarships to people studying in Nigeria to the tune of about $4,000 per scholar per year for up to 4 years. And it's open to all African graduates, but I think you must study in Nigeria for you to get this scholarship. You must be a full-time PhD student, and you must be studying, your study area must fall like within molecular genetics, genetic epidemiology, or like related area. So the next will be the University of Ghana and the Tropical Disease Research Postgraduate Scholarship for Developing Countries. So this is a scholarship offered by University of Wits in South Africa and the University of Ghana, funded by UNICEF, UNDP, World Bank, and WHO. And you must be a resident of a low middle income country for you to apply for this, below 35 years of age at the time of application. And you must meet the requirement of admission into University of Ghana and Wits University in South Africa. And this scholarship covers your trip to the university of choice, covers your tuition as well as academic fees, your basic medical insurance, pays you monthly stipend to support you. And this scholarship closed 9th of September for 2022, though like I could not really find the time of call, but so just keep in mind that probably maybe September each year, and you may just want to check on the website as well to get like the full information. And the next is a World Bank West African Network for Infectious Disease Masters and PhD Scholarship, open to citizens of Burkina Faso, Ghana, Guinea, Nigeria, and you can have the fund both master's and PhD, covers your tuition and research. And you must be enrolled in one of the schools. So you may just want to check on the website and see the schools that partner with them so that you'll be able to apply for this scholarship. And they also have areas of research such as COVID-19, HIV, malaria, tuberculosis, Ebola, and infectious diseases, neglected tropical diseases. So if you're interested in this research area, then this may be a good scholarship for you to apply for. Okay, so I think I should have talked about this first because I did my master's and PhD here. But I just didn't talk about it first. So I did my master's and PhD in the HIV pathogenesis program laboratory, like my lab work was in the HIV pathogenesis program laboratory. So it's located at the Doris Duke Medical Research Institute in the University of KwaZulu-Natal. So this lab actually is funded by the Harvard School of Medicine and the Howard Hughes Medical Research Institute in Boston, Massachusetts. So for you to be able to do your master's and PhD in the HIV pathogenesis program laboratory, it's open to like citizens of all countries, not even just Africa. We had people from even Sweden come to their program when I was there, and you must have a mentor in the faculty. So you can reach out to the faculty, go on the website, reach out to any of the faculty, and then tell them you're interested in the program. And if they're interested in having you come on board, automatically you will get funded. And the next is the Center for AIDS Program Research in South Africa. So it's open to scholars from every country, and the time of call not stated. The financial value as well is not stated, but my friends who were doing their program in Caprice, I know they were funded to up to about roughly say like $800 to $1,000 every year, every month, sorry. And it's an interesting place. Basically, all they do in Caprice is just HIV/AIDS research, from the humanities part of it to the biomedical part of it. So it's open to even people in humanities. Like if you're interested in doing things like maybe attitude, knowledge, and perception, or if you're interested in doing things like gene expression and all of that, molecular biology of HIV pathogenesis, yeah, Caprice is also a nice place to go. So yeah, this brings me to the last slide for scholarship opportunities in Africa, right? And then another thing I want to say is most of the universities in South Africa offer fee remission. What that means is you get admission into these schools, you don't have to pay fees. They offer you a fee remission on the basis that you will complete your studies. So you sign an agreement with them that you're going to complete your study and you're going to give you fee remission. So I got that for my master's. I didn't have to pay anything. I thought I was going to pay fees, and they told me, no, if I was going to finish up my studies with them, I was not going to like drop out. I'll be fully funded. But if I drop out, I'll pay them back the fees. So most universities in South Africa offer that program. So you may want to check that out. It's like University of KwaZulu-Natal, University of Pretoria, University of Johannesburg, and the likes of that. So now we'll be moving into scholarship opportunities outside Africa, right? So there are quite a lot of them. And the first is the Chevening Scholarship, which is funded by the UK government, and it's open to citizens of developing countries, and it's a one-year scholarship, fully funded master's, covers your accommodation and tuition. And the application for 2022 is currently open, though the financial value is not stated, but yeah, I think if it covers your master's, your tuition and your living expenses, pays your flights, then I think bulk of everything is paid for. And also, you may want to prove that you have worked for some time. You have work experience for you to apply for this scholarship. And the next will be a Commonwealth scholarship, open to citizens of Commonwealth countries. And this funds PhD scholarship as well. And you must have at least a 2-1 for you to apply for this scholarship. And you must prove that you're unable to afford your school fees for you to apply for this. So applications for the scholarship for 2023 to 2024 are now open and closes 18th of October. So you may want to visit the Commonwealth Scholarship website to get more information and then prepare a good application for you to apply for the scholarship. And in the US, it's a Fulbright scholarship. And this scholarship actually is open to most people who maybe are already studying in their country of origin, and you want to maybe come to the US for like an exchange program or something. Yeah. So you can get funded to come like do some studies here in the US, and you can get full information about this on the Fulbright website. And also I think from the American Embassy, you can get full information about how to go about applying for this. So this covers your tuition, covers your settling in allowance, book allowance, and even your trip to the US. Yeah. So an interesting one in Europe, which I think funds a lot of people, is the European Molecular Biology Laboratory. So this welcomes application from citizens of almost every country in the world. And the winter application submission deadline will be October 4th this year. And submission of your references will be October 6th. So currently, I think you should be preparing to submit for this if you are interested in getting this scholarship. And the Kids Cambridge Scholarship also is another interesting scholarship that's kind of fully paid. And it's offered by the University of Cambridge in the UK, and funds mostly full-time studies. But however, they're kind of working on funding like people who are interested in doing like part-time studies. And so this funds you to the tune of about £18,000 for 12 months, and also pays for like your visa costs and your health insurance. And the time of call is like currently, so this is open 15th of September. So you can just check on the website, get full information, and funds students in arts and humanities, not just restricted to people in the sciences. So another interesting scholarship is the Joint Japan World Bank Graduate Scholarship. So this is a fully funded scholarship, pays even your travel expenses, medical insurance, and funds studies in the US, Europe, Africa, and Oceania, and opens between January to February. You must be a national of a World Bank member, developing country for you to access this. So Nigeria is a member, and you can check that out. You can apply for this, and you must have like 3 years or more recent development work related experience for you to apply for this. So you may just want to look up the website, get a full information for this. And another is the Japanese Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology scholarship. Funds all levels from bachelor to PhD. And for masters and PhD, will fund you up to 144,000 yuan per month, and pays also your return fare, pays your visa fee. And you must be a Nigerian to apply. You must be less than 34 years. And you can get full information about this from the Japanese embassy website in Nigeria. And also you can also check the Japanese Ministry of Education website to get full information, so you can prepare a good application for submission. So I think an interesting one that has really funded a lot of Africans and keeps funding Africans is the German Academic Exchange Service Scholarship. So this has like a variety of scholarship on their website. They have a lot of schools that partner with them. They fund also from, I think they have a lot of areas of research they fund. So you may want to just look it up and submit your application. And also they have programs where you can be studying in your home country and still get funded, and or go for like some exchange programs and get funded by the German Academic Exchange program. So the time of call is variable depending on the program you are applying for and the scholarship you are applying for under the German Academic Exchange program. So you may just want to look this up and get full information about it. And also in Germany is the Catholic Academic Exchange Program, and funds students from developing countries and supports scholars also undertaking postdoctoral research in Germany. And so the time of call is not really stated, but you can just check the website to just keep yourself abreast with information so that you can apply as soon as it opens. And it's open to scholars from Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. You must have a university degree and professional experience for you to apply for this. But so one requirement also is you need to have like some basic German language skills. They also offer this for like 6 months. So you may just want to check and see how you can get these skills before you apply. An interesting one as well is the Chinese scholarship, council scholarship is open to citizens of developing countries, and they offer numerous scholarships. So when you go on their website, you're going to see like numerous scholarships that are offered. So some of them are offered by the Chinese government, some by local governments in China, and some by the Confucius Institutes in China. In addition to these scholarships mentioned, like by the Chinese government, the local government, and the institute, there are also scholarships offered by Chinese universities. So you could find an interesting one that funds your area of study, or that funds the course of choice which you want to do. And eligibility is open to international students from outside China. Once you're outside China, you're eligible to apply. And you must not be in possession of any Chinese government scholarship to apply. You must have a bachelor's to apply for a master's, and a master's to apply for a PhD. The time of call is usually January to April each year. You can get full information about this on the Chinese embassy website. So the next is the Enrich Wolf Foundation Grant Scholarship, and offers scholarship to excellent to scholars with excellent academic records. But one requirement is that you must have a written proof of German language proficiency for you to apply for this. And the application deadline is usually 1st March. And the time of call is between March 1st to September 1st each year. So the financial value is not stated. So, but you can get all information you need on the website for you to put in a good application, and also probably find out the minimum German language requirements you would need to apply for this. So the Leeds doctoral scholarship also is an interesting one, open to open to UK, EU, and non-EU applicants. And successful applicants will receive payment to cover their tuition fees for up to 3 years, and funds you to the tune of about £15,000. That's like your maintenance fee. And the time of call varies for different disciplines. So you may just want to look up, check the University of Leeds website to see the time of call for the different disciplines when they open, so you can apply. And the last application deadline was 1st of June this year. So they fund from arts to humanities, sciences. So this would actually fund a vast area of research. And the next is a scholarship in Canada, the Vanier Canada Graduate Scholarship. It's 3 years non-renewable scholarship, and it's distributed across 3 Canadian institutes. So for you to be awarded this scholarship, you must be nominated by one of the federal granting agencies. So in doing this, you would have to send in your application through one of the federal granting agencies. You would have to send in your application at the same time through one of the federal granting agencies, and they fund you. The financial value is up to about $15,000 per year for 3 years, which will cover your tuition and your living expenses. So this is also quite an interesting one, the Google PhD scholarship. So the fellowships are awarded to scholars in various areas of research, but majorly, if you look at the areas, the fund kind of covers people in computing, maybe mathematical science, quantum computing, management, network systems. So if you've got an interest for any of this area, this will be a very good scholarship for you to apply for. And not just because your PhD will be funded, but I think scholarships like this will open more opportunities for you to get a Google scholarship. That's really a big one. And the eligibility, you must be a full-time graduate student pursuing like a PhD. So you can actually even apply for this even when you're studying in Nigeria, if your area of research aligns with what they are funding. So funds you for up to 3 years and covers your stipend and research-related activities, even travel expenses. But the Erasmus Mundus also is a European-based scholarship that funds both master's and PhD scholarships in various European universities. And they fund people from computer science, humanities, down to health sciences, as well as social sciences. And it's a fully funded scholarship, all expenses paid, pays you monthly stipend, free tuition, when your travel expenses. But you have to show like proof of English proficiency, which maybe could be TOEFL, IELTS, or you can check on their website to see if they've got other English proficiency requirement they accept. And there are no age limitation for this. And the minimum CGPA will be 2.5 to 3.0 for you to apply for the Erasmus Mundus scholarship. The Rhodes Scholarship UK is a scholarship by Oxford University. And Rhodes scholars are funded to come to the UK for 1 or 2 years to study in Oxford University, and provides you with like monthly stipend, covers your accommodation, your visa fee, health insurance, and also pays for your flight. And is open to all Africans who are of 18 years and above, and you must have completed your bachelor's or master's before applying for this. And the financial value for the 2021-2022 academic year, the stipend was about $17,000 per year, which would go a long way to help you. And also the time of call for 2022, it opened in 1st of June and closed like 15th of September. So probably this may be the time at which it opens every year. So you may want to also go on the website and just get all the necessary information so you can prepare to apply for this. So the Lund University Global PhD Scholarship is an interesting one for people who are non-citizens of the European Union and of the European Union, and they fund various programs. So they have a lot of scholarship, like program-specific scholarships, and they have also a lot of joint master's program which you can apply for. And you must be a citizen of a country outside the EU for you to apply for this. And you must also make application for this scholarship the same time you are applying for your studies. And the selection process, like I said, is undertaken the same time. When they're selecting you for the program, they're also going to select you for the scholarship. So this is an interesting one. You will not have to apply at different times. So you may want to go on the university website and get full information on this. So another government scholarship in Europe is the Danish government scholarship, supported by the Denmark Ministry of Higher Education. And to be eligible for this, you must be a non-EU citizen enrolling for a master's or PhD in a Danish university. And it's a fully funded scholarship, and the scholarship includes full tuition waiver and also a grant to help cover your living expenses. And the financial value, though not stated, but monthly stipend ranges from about 6,000 to 10,000 kron before tax every month. And the time of call also not clear, but more information can be obtained from the Danish government website. The Swedish Institute Scholarship for Global Professional, which is funded by this Swedish Ministry of Foreign Affairs, also is an interesting scholarship. Funds up to about 600 master's taught programs in English every year. And for the 2022, I think it's open, and you fund several scholarships. You must be a citizen of one of the eligible countries, of which I checked Nigeria is an eligible country. So you can apply for this. So you may just want to get full information for this to apply and see the different fields that are supported and the different courses that are also supported. So Cornell University in the US has also got like scholarships for doctoral studies, which is fully funded. Cornell University is one of the Ivy League schools in the US, and the application deadline is 15th of February 2023. So currently it's open. So you can look this up and apply before it closes. So you still have time from now to 15th of February for you to apply for this scholarship. So this is a scholarship basically for women. This scholarship basically supports women who want to do their graduate study or postdoctoral studies in the US. Like say you're currently in Nigeria and you want to come over to the US for a postdoctoral study, you can actually apply for this or a graduate study. So you must be a citizenship of a country other than USA, and you have to show like a proof of English proficiency, and doctoral applicants must have applied by 15th of November, which means it's currently open for application. So it's got a financial value of up to about $20,000 to $50,000 and opens 1st of August every year to November 15th, which means this will be a good time to put in an application for the scholarship if you are a lady and you want to come to the US. So another interesting one is the University of Copenhagen PhD position. They are fully funded scholarships for international students, and they are available for a 3-year period. And the monthly salary, like you're paid about 3,000 euros as of April 2020. That's what you get paid every month if you are doing your PhD in this school. And from what I even read online, they said you could negotiate your salary with them. But I think even with this, probably this would be a good pay for you to survive within Europe. So it's open to all countries, and also you must hold a relevant MSc degree, and emphasis is laid on publication. So you will do yourself good to list your publication when you are applying, even if you think they're not like high impact publications, but at least for the fact that you have published shows your scholarship abilities. So it will be good if you include all of this when you're applying. So for like, when I was talking about Masters Card Foundation Scholars Program in Africa, I actually talked about that in different universities, but I got to realize, like in the US, there are a lot of universities that offer the MasterCard Foundation scholarship. So I just chose to just talk about it generally. So you will do well to go on the MasterCard Scholar Program website in the US and Canada to see the different universities that offer the scholarship, so you can apply to them individually. And they are open to individuals in sub-Saharan Africa, and also most of them are fully funded, pay for your living expenses, your tuition, even travel expenses, books. And this also, I'm very sure, will be good scholarships for you to get to come here, will relieve you of a lot of burden. And also an important one is the ACI Foundation Scholarship. And on the ACI website, they have several scholarship schemes which you can apply for. It's open to internationals applying to study in the US or Canadian institutions. And you must also show a proof of English proficiency. So the deadline for application is November 1st, 2022. And they fund you, they give you a monthly stipend of about $10,000. So, and they pay for your airfare. I don't think it's a monthly stipend of $10,000. I think they just say an educational stipend of $10,000. So that mistake. So they also pay for your airfare, your hotel, your travel expenses, and they assign you to a mentor, right? So the next also is the MMF grant for women in developing countries. So this is just for women. So that would be an interesting one for the ladies to apply for. So the time of call is September 15th to January 15th, and you must be at least 25 years old at the time of applying for this, and be a national of a country listed on the eligibility list, of which I checked, and Nigeria is one of the countries. So yeah, so you can apply for this, and I think it would be good to put in an application now, since it's open, and you can get full details about this. So you can either study in the US or Canada if you are applying for this grant. So yeah, this brings me to one of the last slides for this presentation. And there are a lot of scholarship opportunities actually for studies within and outside Africa. Like within Africa, most times you may be sitting on gold and you don't know. So don't just overlook studying in Africa. There are a lot of scholarships that may even pay you more than going outside of Africa. And most of the scholarships will set you on a good platform for you to even leave Africa and go to Europe. Like the Sante Scholarship, the ARI Scholarship, most of them pay for you are entitled to about 2-3 conferences, international conferences. So you just want to look up all of those. And there are several places where the scholarships could be found, like scholarsfordev.com, find masters.com, find phd.com, quite a lot of them. And I wish you guys all the best of luck, and please open to questions. My contact also is on this slide. You can send me email I'm sure I'll be able to give you guys good information about scholarship opportunities in Africa. That because I know I applied for quite a lot of them, and I've come across people who also applied for them. And I also want to thank the Zeribe Foundation for this opportunity, for the minute free that I could present on this, and also to Princess and Dr. Zeribe himself for also the work they did on this slide to bring out all the necessary information and keep the flow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This is a fantastic presentation. Right. So there's a point I wanted to make very early on, which was somehow skipped, which was that the seminar was supposed to be moderated by Chief Upai, but he is unavoidably absent due to a personal circumstance. And so I was asked to take over. So I'm just saying that for those who had wanted to, or who were expecting to see his face again, and today. And so I hope that you are not totally disappointed, and you will see him next month when he takes over once again. Right. And again, I want to thank the speaker for a very fantastic presentation. This is a lot of effort, and this is a lot of work in assembling these slides. And not just that, also the delivery was spot on. I enjoyed every part of it, and a lot of opportunities that I did not know about, and and some additional details that you were able to highlight about some of these scholarships. I think this was a very well delivered presentation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.